Fire officials believe this fire in an Atlanta suburb was intentionally set. The fire destroyed 4 homes and damaged 16 others. It's believed to have started in the kitchen of one of the homes before it spread. A homeowner suspected of starting that fire has been charged with public drunkenness, with more charges pending. One firefighter said he could see the smoke from the massive fire from miles away. Thankfully, everyone was able to evacuate the area, and the only injury suffered was a minor ankle injury. Facebook will soon verify ads with postcards to try to prevent foreign meddling in U.S. elections.
This plan was unveiled just a day after Robert Mueller charged 13 Russians with interfering in the presidential election. Facebook uncovered nearly 3,000 Russian-linked ads during the time of the November 2016 election. The company will now send those postcards to potential buyers of political ads to confirm they live in the U.S. The recipients would then have to enter a code on Facebook to continue to buy that ad. Normally, when you watch a workout video, laughter is usually not encouraged. However, this one might be the exception.
Take a look. This is 93-year-old Helen Miller getting in her workout with her instructor. Miller can't help but laugh as the two go through the motions. The video was posted to Twitter by the instructor's daughter and has over 400,000 likes and over 9 million views.
She did burpees, and it was just, you know.
Local 4 News at 6 is next.
Here's Devin with what's coming up next.
Show up somebody's laughing at your 93-year-old video when you're working out, right? That's okay. And working on stories coming up from West Bloomfield, Pittsfield Township, and New Baltimore. Also, 2 of the busiest freeway ramps in Metro Detroit closing for several days. During the daytime hours, we'll show you where and what the other options will be. Priya.
A Downriver family says an explicit R-rated sex scene was being played at this Burger King, and tonight the corporation is responding.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
A tree clearing controversy. Hundreds are set to disappear in one community for a reason some find tough to stomach.
Could you be on the verge of losing out on 50 grand? Somebody who bought a lottery ticket in New Baltimore is running out of time to claim their prize.
And children look up at a TV inside a Burger King and see some very adult behavior playing out on the screen. All coming up, but we'll start Local 4 News at 6 with just your average, ordinary mid-April rain and fog, but it's mid-February.
Look at that, you can't see a thing. Ben's here with a look at our unseasonably warm and wet weather. Hi, Ben.
A lot of us would love to have 60s, but it is coming with some stuff that we would rather give back, including all of this rain. This is just the first of a 3-day stretch that could cause us some significant headaches, especially as we get towards Wednesday. 4 Live radar doesn't have a whole lot out there right now. This is generally some scattered light showers, but starting to get a few little embedded downpours within there. And we're going to see a lot more of that as we move to the southwest, where some of that area of widespread rain is hanging out. That'll be here closer to about 7, 8 o'clock tonight. Look at the temperature difference as a warm front is making its way to the north. Temperatures just above freezing in Sandusky at 35. It's almost 60 right now in Monroe. 57 is where they're hanging out. So the further north that warm front gets, the more it's going to be clearing out some of this fog that's hanging around. But a flood watch is in effect for all of us through Wednesday afternoon. And that means 1 to 3 inches, possibly up to 4 by the time we get into the second half of Wednesday. So that rain intensifies again through the evening. Temperatures rising into the mid-50s and beyond. We'll check out what's to come in the morning in just a few minutes. Don't forget to download our local forecasters app. Follow all that rain and any alerts that come along with it. Download it for free in your app store by searching WDIV. Kim?
Okay, Ben, we continue to follow breaking news in Pontiac, where a truck smashed into a building. Happened on Telegraph near M59. A white pickup slammed into Acorn Kitchen and Bath. Fortunately, no injuries have been reported, but the damage is extensive. The cause remains under investigation.
Downriver family says a Sunday afternoon trip to Burger King in Southgate was anything but typical. They say an explicit R-rated sex scene was playing on the television, and when they complained, the family says workers did nothing to prevent their kids from seeing the images on the screen. Priya Mann has more.
A father and his 2 young stepsons, just 7 and 8 years old, went to this Burger King for your standard fare, burgers and chicken nuggets. But when they walked in the door, they got a lot more than they bargained for.
It almost seemed like it was one of those scripted pornographic films.
Richard Avery says the volume was turned off and he didn't realize what was playing until his stepson said something.
My oldest son said to my youngest son, don't look at the TV. and I look up at the TV, and the guy was fondling this woman's breast. A man was thrusting on a woman. You know, that's definitely not something you see at a Burger King any day, you know?
Avery said workers ignored his request to change the channel or turn it off.
I didn't even get a direct response. They were like trying to figure out, you know, orders still. I couldn't believe it.
Avery says he ended up turning off the television himself. Instead of recording the offensive movie, Avery says he was more concerned with protecting his kids.
He kind of was like embarrassed that he's seen it almost. It kind of seemed like, I wasn't sure, but I told him that it was okay, it wasn't his fault, you know, and just try not to think about it.
Sunday evening, the TV was still off when Local 4 stopped by. When we called the location, an employee admits sexual images were playing on the TV and then hung up.
I feel like this is going to torment my oldest son, and someone has to pay.
Their eldest son has ADHD combined with a photographic memory. They're concerned the graphic images will manifest in behavioral issues.
When they see a man or a woman, they're used to seeing them with a shirt on. And now they know what's underneath that shirt. It's not up to Burger King when we have a sex talk with our kids. It should be up to us.
And we did reach out to corporate. They released a statement. Let's get a portion of that up on your screen. It reads in part, "This behavior does not reflect our brand values or the values of the franchisee who independently owns and operates this restaurant. The franchisee is investigating this incident thoroughly." Now, when I spoke to an employee, they said they just have a basic cable subscription, so it's not clear how such graphic and offensive images made it to their television screen. Reporting live, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4.
Well, Priya, I'm not sure it's actionable any further than this. Is the family planning to take it further?
Yeah, the Wyandotte family says they have filed a police report. They say they just want this Burger King to be held accountable, and they also tell me they expect to hear from a district manager. Send it back to you.
All right, Priya.
Accused gunman Nikolas Cruz made a brief court appearance this afternoon as students from around the Parkland, Florida area took action. Memorial crosses have been put up for each of the 17 people killed in the nation's largest school shooting last week. 2 of the victims were laid to rest today, while hundreds of students banded together to try to make a change. The 19-year-old kept his head down during his first court appearance. Cruz's lawyers have said he will plead guilty if prosecutors agree not to pursue the death penalty, but no decision has been made. The family who took in Nikolas Cruz is speaking with NBC Nightly News about the warning signs they say they never saw.
Sometimes when things happen, we have an ability to look back and see small signs that we didn't pick up on. Anything like that here?
No, sir.
We were discussing that the other day. I said, I can't think of anything that, you know, so, like you said, in retrospect, you know, a light bulb in my head, oh, you know, there was nothing.
He told me 2 weeks ago it's as happy as he's ever been. He was glad he was here with us.
You can see more of that interview next on NBC Nightly News immediately following this broadcast at 6:30.
2 of the most heavily traveled freeway ramps in Metro Detroit are about to close, and those closures are going to be during peak commuting hours because of construction on I-696. Both ramps from I-75 to westbound 696 are going to be shut down for what MDOT calls dry weather days. Jason Colthorpe back with us to break down the Orange Barrel nightmare for many here. Jason?
Yeah, real nightmare, Devin, because those ramps will close from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., affecting the morning and evening commutes. That's on top of enough lane closures that you're going to want to be nowhere near 696 over the next week and a half. It doesn't take long to describe the roads in Metro Detroit.
They're horrible.
Yeah, and this year just seems to feel worse than ever.
I've lived in this area my entire life.
And I've lived in Michigan almost my entire life.
They're the worst I've ever seen.
Personally, this pothole season seems like it's been the worst that I've seen.
I've blown 2 tires.
Oh, no kidding.
Yep.
This year alone?
Yes, within the last 35 days.
It's usually bad, but this season seems to be even worse. The potholes are not only wider, but they're also deeper. It's almost not drivable.
It's certainly keeping MDOT busy. Its pothole hotline has fielded more than 500 calls this year, a tremendous amount more than last year.
Actually, the dirt roads are better than the regular roads today.
You're right.
I live on a dirt road, and it's in much better shape than most of these paved roads.
Weather permitting, MDOT will do 10 days of emergency repairs on 696 West from I-75 to Telegraph, a 12-mile stretch.
Of course we need that. That's a major artery. That's really going to make it extremely inconvenient for everybody, but it has to be done.
We do need to have some type of construction performed, but it needs to be long lasting, I would think. If they're going to take the time out to do it, it should be done with a purpose.
And of course, the easy thing is to say, check your alternate routes, take those surface streets with those ramp closures, but everybody's going to be doing that, so check your Google Maps and your Waze. This should all start Wednesday. That's if the rain goes away and if there aren't any flooding concerns. Guys.
All right, Jason. In a Local 4 update tonight, 3 men have been charged in a series of home invasions targeting Asian business owners in the Oakland County community. These indictments date back 4 years. Thieves were breaking into the business owners' homes while they were at work, and police say they took large amounts of cash and many valuables. 2 of the men were taken into custody on February 14th after officers saw them breaking into another home. The other man had previously been arrested earlier this month. Several police departments will be pursuing charges.
Someone is about to miss out, perhaps, on a big chunk of money from a lottery ticket that was bought in Macomb County.
It's a Powerball ticket worth $50,000, and it needs to be claimed by tomorrow. Steve Garagiola is live with a look at how often this happens. And Steve, whoever's holding that ticket isn't alone.
Oh, man, do you have that winning ticket tucked in a drawer someplace? Tick-tock, the clock is running. You have until tomorrow afternoon. If that winner doesn't come forward, they're going to give back $50,000. The lottery uses the catchphrase, "You can't win if you don't play." They might add, "You can't get your winnings if you don't cash in your ticket." A $50,000 winner sold at a Speedway gas station in New Baltimore will expire tomorrow. It surprised me to learn that last year, unclaimed lottery winners totaled $34 million. That money goes to the school aid fund. It's not uncommon for people to buy a ticket and then just never check it, or check to see if they won something besides the big jackpot.
Not all the time. When I find someone didn't win, it's usually I just toss them off to the side and forget what happened to them or anything like that, you know. I honest to God, I really don't all the time.
For those who check the numbers, it can pay off.
You figure if you hit 5 numbers on the Powerball, you got $2 million.
I know.
And that's nothing to crack about.
Right now, there are 11 big winning tickets hiding out there someplace. 6 tickets for $50,000. And it goes up from there, all the way to 2 unclaimed prizes at $1 million or more. So check those numbers.
All the time. I check them every day.
Have you gotten a winner?
We've hit it. My wife and I have hit a couple of times.
Yeah, hit those winners. That winning ticket was sold 1 year ago. It expires tomorrow afternoon. It was sold at the Speedway in New Baltimore. So check those old tickets. Devin, Kimberly, back to you.
Steve, $1.2 million. That's a lot of money. That's got to rank near the top of the list for Michigan's largest unclaimed prize. Wouldn't you think?
You know, that's something else interesting I learned today. The largest unclaimed prize in Michigan ever, a lottery ticket bought in 1979 at a Meijer store in Lansing. Unclaimed, $34 million. No way. And since I lived in Lansing in 1979 and I shopped at Meijer, I don't even want to think about it.
That's in this case, ignorance is bliss. You don't want to know that you're the one who didn't have, didn't turn it in. All right.
The $34 million.
That's right.
Put a cold towel behind your neck, Steve. You'll be okay.
Thank you, Steve.
Many millennials appear to have adopted their parents' worst health habits plus one.
Ahead in good health, why that generation may be uniquely at risk for heart problems. Jamie?
Neighbors who live near the Pittsfield Preserve tell me they bought here to be close to this, to be nearer to nature. So they are not happy with plans they say will ruin it.
It's a place to come and rest your soul. People describe it as their sanctuary.
The trees have been marked, the machinery is here, and work is about to begin. Why neighbors aren't giving up.
A plan to cut down hundreds of trees in Pittsfield Township being met with anger by those who don't want to see nature bulldozed in favor of another stretch of roadway. Jamie Edmonds shows us what's at stake.
Every single tree you see with a pink dot on it means it's slated to be cut down. Neighbors who live around the Pittsfield Preserve say that's sad.
This is a pristine area, and once you cut all the trees down, it'll never be the same.
And that's what neighbors have been fighting for, to keep the Pittsfield Preserve in its natural state.
You know, we've attended every single meeting opposing this, and nothing we say ever matters.
Despite voicing concerns at Township and Road Commission meetings, a two-pronged project has been greenlighted. Step 1, pave 2 miles of Textile Road.
It's going to become very noisy. Trucks are going to be roaring through here at 55 miles an hour, and it's a neighborhood. We've got little kids living here and dogs, and it's just not appropriate.
Step 2, build a 1.3-mile greenway, a 10-foot wide asphalt path through the preserve.
Where it crosses through the preserve, they're actually just knocking out all the trees and flattening everything.
From the Road Commission's perspective, Textile Road is a primary road, and they've been wanting to pave it for years. And they tried to take steps to lessen the impact.
For instance, adding curb and gutter along that the corridor so that we didn't have to go as far onto the property, which in a sense saves the amount of trees that are on there. So that is the big step that we took. And then we also took very carefully wetland mitigation because we didn't want to impact those as much as we didn't have to.
They also believe the path will make the preserve more accessible. Neighbors say they may have lost this fight as trees are expected to come down this week, but they will continue to fight future development in the area.
We will always be fighting and advocating for green space in this township.
In Pittsfield Township, Jamie Edmonds, Local 4.
All right, Jamie, now to good health. Heart disease, the #1 killer of men and women, but it is not just middle age or seniors who need to worry about heart problems.
Karen Drew has a closer look at why some people are particularly concerned about millennials.
Doctors are worried that millennials may face heart problems sooner than the generations before them. The problem? They have the same bad habits as their parents, but exercise less and stress more.
This is where many millennials spend most of their time.
They're very savvy, they're very good with computers, but they're lacking on the exercise.
Millennials are generally considered those born between 1982 and 1994. They're the first generation to grow up alongside the technology that now dominates our everyday lives. But there may be a price to pay. Lack of exercise and rising obesity are major factors putting millennials at risk, and so is stress.
That's a problem they're going to carry through their lifetime, and we're seeing this nowadays. This will eventually translate into heart disease at a younger age, and we see that in our emergency rooms now every day.
A study on stress in America found millennials report high levels of stress and little stress relief. Social media may be adding to the pressure. Dr. Regis Fernandez at the Mayo Clinic says millennials need to stop thinking about heart disease as something older people suffer from and start addressing their own risks.
Eating more fruits and vegetables, avoiding high-calorie foods that are high in sugar and flour. Those behaviors actually help to reduce your blood pressure, reduce your sodium intake and your sugar intake, and they actually help to reduce your stress level.
It's not just heart problems hitting millennials sooner. A UK study found a growing number of younger people are being treated for other conditions more commonly associated with inactive elderly people, likely the result of too much time spent with technology. Back to you.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of people would take sunny and cold over
any day, any day. And then the fog out there, it's relentless too.
Yeah. It doesn't look nice. It feels okay, but we're going to pay for it by Wednesday. And it's going to be all the amalgamation of the water that we're getting here over the next 3 days. Or at least we can see the riverfront from Windsor right now. That's an improvement. 52 is the current temperature. And we may see these numbers continue to rise tonight. Visibility at 6 miles. Thanks to that south-southwest wind at 17. Every place that's got these stronger winds right now has seen an improvement in visibility. In fact, when you look down here in our south zone, that fog has been pretty much erased, but you get north of 8 Mile and it's still hanging out. Quarter mile there in Pontiac, Mount Clemens at 1.5 miles, and still some pretty low visibilities in our north zone as well. And we caught this one picture. This was out on Lake St. Clair in Harrison Township. One fisherman still heading out on Lake St. Clair, and let's hope that nobody else does this weekend, because with temperatures heading to the 60s tomorrow and staying well above average, hopefully we won't have a problem with folks needing rescue out on the lakes that are going to be unfreezing pretty quick. As far as the rain goes, this next push hanging out here in northern parts of Indiana, southern parts of Michigan, that's going to be in here in the next couple hours, and then we're going to see plenty of rain overnight. That's going to continue more or less through the day on Tuesday. Even with those record high temperatures, that rain is going to to be with us pretty much the entire day and night. On the backside of that front, we finally see that rain clearing by noon on Wednesday. That's the expiration of that flood watch. And at that point, we could have 1 to 3 inches of rain on the ground. This is the estimates that we're looking at. Higher totals in our south zone, could be a couple spots that actually cross 4 inches by the time this is all wrapped up. And that's just rainfall. That doesn't account for melting snow, some of the melting ice that's coming down from upstream. So we could have some real problems on some of the creeks and streams across the area. 54 tonight, that's not going to be a low. Temperatures on their way up, and that's where we'll start tomorrow morning. But look at these highs. This is probably going to set a record if we get there tomorrow. 65 officially. All low to mid 60s there in the metro zone. South zone numbers at the state line, we're looking at 66, possibly at Lambertville. Wouldn't be surprised to see a couple spots sneak up a little bit further, even though we've got plenty of clouds and rain through the day. All 60s in our west zone. In the north zone up here in Sanilac County, you may have to hang out in the upper 50s. It's still really mild for this time of year. That's by far our warmest day, and then the numbers come back down, but they still stay above average. In fact, Thursday at 39 is our coldest day, and we're really not going to spend a whole lot of time below freezing. A couple hours there on Thursday and Friday. Most of that stretch is going to be above 32, but a whole lot of water.
A lot of water, melting and otherwise. Yep.
All right, Bernie's coming up with sports. Stay with us.